This is Solanum jaminoides, and it's potato vine, and a very popular vine, evergreen vine. I'm not sure how cold hardy it is. We get down into the mid-20s on a regular basis, and it's fine in that situation. So this is it used as a fence cover. This was a wooden wire fence, and they wanted privacy on the side, so they covered this fence with this vine. So here's what I like about it. It is one of the faster growing vines you're going to find, and it blooms virtually all year. It's a very heavy bloomer. This is late August, and it is still blooming. We're in a hot inland valley, so it handles the heat just fine. And also deer seem to leave this alone. The Solanum family, I believe, is poisonous, and you need to check that though. But I believe that's why they leave this alone. So, you know, in terms of fast cover and lots of color, this one is great for that. This plant, I think these are about 2 to 3 years old, and that's what's pretty impressive. Is this is about a 9-foot high planting you're looking at right now, and very dense and full. So, as I said, very fast growing and prolific plant. The problem with anything like that is that the plant doesn't know where it's supposed to stop, and if it runs out of room, it just starts grabbing on to other stuff. The other concern I have with this plant is that it can kind of just run out of juice and start dying back and getting woody over time. Now here's a good look at the flowers. Really beautiful flower, kind of a star shape, white flower with a yellow center, and lots of them. Here you can kind of see the vining habit. Now what's interesting though is this doesn't have the tendrils that you see with a lot of other vine type plants. This just kind of runs all over the place, but it's not so much grabbing on to a lot of other things. Actually, when I look at how this is behaving, here's how it grabs on. It just kind of twists itself around things, but it doesn't have the tendrils that you get with, say, a pink jasmine or an ivy type thing that latches on. So it's not terrible in that regard, but you know, I just think the sheer mass is the challenge with this plant. You can see this entire fence planting. So if you're going to use it, just know that it gets very large, give it room to run, and these are still younger plants, but be forewarned that for me, these can be short-lived. I've seen them just start to die out after 4 to 6 years and longer. And but you could always replace them with something that's going to with the same plant that's going to come back and fill back in again. So that's Solanum jaminoides, potato vine. And here's an area along the fence that I told you about. So what I was mentioning is dieback. There's a bit of that happening here. Again, these plants are only about 3 years old, and I've got a big area along here that for whatever reason's not very happy. And this is my experience with Solanum jaminoides, is you get a bit of this happening. So just be forewarned about the potential longevity or lack thereof of this plant.